Alright, the BMW i3. Now, let's start with the things that I like about this design. I do like that they try to make something different and kind of funky, goofy. I think you could call this a goofy car. With some quirks and a lot of cool features in this design. One thing I really like is this dip right here in the for the passenger window. So this little dip they could easily have done it just a straight line like this and have it be like every other car out there, but this kind of sets this side profile apart. And if you look at the concept car, they had the dip going all the way down here, so this whole piece, something like this, was all, this little piece right there was all glass, and I think they wanted to keep some of that in the production car, so they just made this little dip right here. That's what happens when you go to production. You can't keep all the cool features. Eventually the car has to be engineered, and by engineered I mean turn into something boring. But still, it's a cool little hint to the concept that was shown in Geneva in 2011. And also, it's fun for the passengers to have a bigger window to look out from. Now, the problem is the front part right here. It kind of looks like it was punched in the face, and it's really angry about it. It looks really angry, but at the same time, it knows that it's too small to do any damage. So it's just gonna sit here and be angry all the time and not be able to do anything about that. And that's kind of the feeling that we're going to change in this redesign. And also, I'm not sure what's going on with this piece right here. Why it's shaped like this? It's kind of a very irregular shape, and especially for BMW that normally has a lot of sharp edges when it comes to the air intake and a lot of chamfer edges. But this, we have a chamfer right here, this piece right here, we have a chamfer edge there, and then it kind of goes in a weird curve here, and then it just goes up to a corner with this whole plastic piece right here. I think they could have done it just in a more elegant way, implement that type of graphic down there. But the main problem with this car is this huge bumper that just sticks out right here from the front fascia. So it's almost like it was inspired by the Fiat Multipla to have two different or two sets of hoods, one there, and then we have a second hood right there with the lights being there, but on the Multipla it's obviously up here. But it kind of reminds me of that car. So what we are going to do in this redesign is to simply push this front, the whole top section, the whole top shelf, if you want to call it that. Gonna push that forward into and have it be more in line with the bumper. And also, this huge bumper down here, what it does, it creates a problem because you have a huge, massive area here where nothing goes on. There's just a bunch of plastic in the front that looks like a chin, you know, sticking out, and it just looks weird. So that's that's what we're going to focus on in this redesign. Now, let's jump into the actual redesign of this video. Let's get to work and let's see what we can do to fix this BMW i3. So the BMW i3 was introduced in 2011 in Geneva, and the brief was it wasn't called the i3 when they started. It was called the BMW Mega City Car. So it was supposed to be a small city car with not too crazy of a range, and you got to remember this was in 2011, so the range and battery technology was not really that great back in the day. So the range of this is about, I think it can go up to 130 or 150 miles or something like that. With the latest upgrades, you can get up to 200 miles of range, which is okay if you're just going to be using it in the city. But I don't care about any of that. All I care about on this channel is not technology, and I don't care about range or any of that. I just care about the styling and the design of the cars. And this i3 to me is one of these cars that, when it came out as a concept, when I first saw the sketches, I was like, dang, this is going to be a really cool tiny little BMW car with this futuristic styling. And then you had the Audi I mean the BMW i8. You have that as well. They were kind of in the similar design style, and both of them looked really cool. The concepts and they were both introduced at the same time. And then we went from these sketches, and then it turned into a concept car. The sketches, first of all, looked fantastic. Then they turned those sketches into a teaser. I call the concept cars teasers because usually they're never going to look as good as a concept car when they go into production. But the teaser cars or the concept cars for both the i8 and the i3 looked fantastic, in my opinion. But then, you know, the engineers, this is where things start to go south, when the engineers pop in and start to come with cost suggestions and material strains and manufacturing methods is not going to be working. And what happens? Well, we end up with the production version of the car. And to me, this is a huge disappointment when it came out. It looked... I don't know why they did the bumper like this. I have no idea. Maybe it has some function. You gotta talk to the engineers about that. But as a designer and styling, it just doesn't look good. It's simple as that. And the crazy thing is, it's not that hard to fix. All you gotta do is work on one thing that would be really easy. What the easiest fix for this i3 is to just add some graphics to the bumper. You can keep the chamfer, you can keep the two the dual hood design or shelf design, the Fiat Multipla design. You can keep that, but don't leave the bumper all one solid surface of plastic where there's nothing going on. That's the biggest mistake, I think, with this design. And I wanted to take this a step further. So I wanted to remove this dual shelf design and push the front fascia. The front fascia is actually the whole front, but the top part of the front fascia, which is the lights and these grills, I wanted to push that forward. So I was experimenting first of all with this to make the kidneys larger and to see if that would actually help the design. That was my first step in this process. I'm going to show you the whole process here. Usually I just cut this out, but I want to show you what goes in a redesign like this. So my thought here was, if I make the kidneys larger, if I stretch them lower and take up more space of the bumper, will that help the overall design of the car? And I kind of think it did, but then I started thinking, this is supposed to be an EV, at least a hybrid. So it visually, if you have large kidneys, that would kind of suggest that you need a lot of cooling. And for this specific car, the car doesn't need a lot of cooling because there's no engine in the front to cool. So this whole concept, I've spent about, I can't remember how long I spent on these kidneys, but I just deleted them and decided to go back to the original ones and lower the original ones so they're more in line height-wise with the headlights. And I think that really made the design just come together more and make it look less like it's been punched in the face, as I mentioned earlier. But still, the big changes that I was thinking about doing to this design is work on the bumper and the big, massive surface that we have in front that just, that's right in your face. And also those strange fog lights and the plastic that's surrounding the fog lights in the first version of the i3. I wanted to remove those and make this into something more of, and I really hate this word, but more of an Apple design. Because let me give you the backstory of this. When I was working as a designer, when we had clients working on different kind of projects, the clients, 50% of the clients that came in, we asked them, so what kind of styling or what kind of feeling are you looking for with this design? And they were like, I don't know, we want it to be clean. Can you try to make it Apple design? And I was like, what is Apple design? What do you mean? Like, is it white? Are you talking about white and just simple surfaces, or you know, you gotta come up with something more than that. But that's where the Apple design comes from, and I've heard it so many times, and I can't believe I just used it myself in this video. But to me, Apple design is chamfers. Keep the chamfers at the same diameter, or the same, not diameter, the same width of the chamfers. And also have the chamfers kind of work together, so you have one chamfer roll into another and so on. It's kind of hard to explain what it is, but basically what it is to keep everything simple and have some line fluency and have the lines kind of work together to create some cool graphics. And that's exactly what I wanted to do with this front. And these fog lights, they didn't work for me. I wanted to have something more futuristic. So what I did is I wanted to test first if we can make something out of the existing fog lights. And when I noticed that this is not going to work, I just added an LED inside of these slots that we have on the side. I'm gonna add those later on. Once I'm done with the graphics on the bumper, I'm just gonna go back in right here and add the LEDs that will function as fog lights or whatever lights you want them to be. So that was the BMW i3 redesign. It doesn't have to be complicated. In a base form, this car is looking really cool, and I still like this when I see it out on the streets because it's such a different looking car. And anything that's different and kind of moves away from the norm, I appreciate all those cars and manufacturers that try to do something different. And this BMW i3 and the i8, of course, are some of those cars. But at the same time, there are a few details that can be changed, and it would have been so easy to change these things. I don't know what you think, but in my opinion, I think this design looks better because we don't have that dual shelf design, and that it's the volume of the front is actually congruent with the rest of the car now, if that makes sense. Anyway, thank you so much for spending a few minutes with me today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to learn how to sketch cars, products, Photoshop, how to use a tablet, check out my courses below in the description. I hope you have a fantastic day, and if you have the time, just pick up the pen and sketch something. Or if you don't have the time, just make the time and sketch a car, or just sketch a few circles or lines on a piece of paper. You're not going to regret it. I'm TheSketchMonkey. I really hope to see you in the next video. Give this video a like if you like this video, or a thumbs down if you hated this video. If you like these videos in general, as always, I'm gonna link the car makeover list playlist up in the corner right here. All that's left now is to show you the before and after. I'm gonna do the layer switch on and off, and then I'm gonna put them side by side or on top of each other so you can see all the details that went into this redesign. Take it easy, guys. Have a fantastic day. I will see you in the next one.